So one of my friends was always like, hey, my goal in life is to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable.
Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
Hey, this is the second part of the podcast with Sam Wegert, and he is the king of co-living. Lots of good stuff in here. If you guys want some financial freedom, take some tips from him. Hope you listen and enjoy his final words at the end of wisdom. Talk to me, Sam, because I think part of what you're after is giving people financial freedom through investing in co-living.
Yes.
I mean, that's part of what you teach. I know, I realize that you kind of have two businesses. You have a business over here that you're meeting the housing issue, but you also have a business over here where you're helping people gain financial freedom by doing it.
I'm a coach who actually eats his own cooking.
Yeah, you're doing it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Surprise, surprise.
But talk to me a little bit about, because you threw our Airbnb out, and something that, I don't know if you have Airbnb, but Airbnb almost makes the housing issue worse, right? Because it's taking houses off the market and they're become a vacation house. So do you have Airbnb, and if you're, I guess, if your goal is to fix housing prices, how does Airbnbs play into that?
Yeah.
To be a little controversial, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think Airbnbs are so popular and hot. Here's the thing about Airbnbs. So we do have them. My wife and I are partnered in like 2, and then we own 7 on our own, 6 or 7 on our own fully. And we used to have more. Even as of last year, we've sold off 1, 2, 3, 4. We sold off 4 and just repositioned those funds into co-living.
Sure.
Sold off a big one and bought some land that we're going to be developing for co-living. So doing some cool plays like that. But Airbnbs, here's what you can't compete with when someone says they're going to buy an Airbnb. They are sexy as hell. Yeah. It's like, you're going to buy this place in the mountain, a long range view, and it's going to cash flow, and you're going to be able to furnish it this like amazing way. And it's like, and you're going to get to stay there. Like, you just like, it's a cool pitch, man. Like, so I like it. I think the Airbnbs are like,
it's probably an easier business model too, isn't it? I mean, I think you're going to have way more drama with yours.
Easier. I think it's easier because Airbnb is more like further along than the
systems. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you actually compare, like these guys are staying 18 months in co-living and these guys are staying for the weekend. Like this actually has more moving parts than this. Yeah. But the reason it probably is easier to the common person right now is because Airbnb has a good 15, 10, 12, however long they've been around, 15 years of like cracking all the codes. And right now what's happening in co-living is everybody's trying to crack the code. And it's like they get the monies there. And like I had a lady the other day who she's in my program. She joined a program I have called Financial Freedom University. And I hadn't seen her for like 8 months. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I haven't been on a live call. She had a daughter pass away from cancer. God bless her soul. She's like, but we finally got our 12-bedroom house up and running. And I remember this lady. Her name is Janice. And I'm like, Janice, I thought that was an 8-bedroom home. She goes, oh, when we got into it, we found it had an attic and a basement, and we just decided to make extra rooms. I'm like, 12 in my mind is like pushing the limit, right? I'm like, okay. She's like, but everybody loves it. We've got this great community. I'm like, how much do you net? She goes, we net $5,000 a month.
Wow.
Single family home. And I'm a coach, and I'm teaching this stuff, and I'm like, my mind is blown, right? And these are like longer term tenants. They're not staying, for the weekend. My point in sharing that story is like the people who are cracking the code are crushing. Everybody knows it's there, but it's hard to operate it at scale. So everybody's trying to figure that out. So Airbnb has obviously figured that out. Definitely. Like they're not perfect, but they've figured it a large part of it out. And I think of Airbnb as dessert. It's like you get to sprinkle it on your portfolio of cash flow, I don't like it being the main meal because I think the main meal needs to be based on something that's a
more
commodity
essential.
And more essential. Yeah, 100%. Like I want to be, in something that's that's needed. Like no matter what.
Yeah. I'd rather be the plumber than the cable guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it too. Yeah, exactly. Oh, especially in today's day and age, everybody's like ditching, like going to streaming services, right?
For sure.
That's a good analogy. That's what I'm trying to say about Airbnb, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Airbnbs are great. We've seen bookings come down. So I think you've got three big forces in the Airbnb world that are working against people just entering it. Four, if you count interest rates. Like interest rates are just higher, and you're usually buying nicer properties that are more expensive. Like that's just it. You're not buying the little tiny like $200,000 house to Airbnb. You're trying to buy something with what we call some X factors. Oh, it's on a lake. It's got a great view. It's got so it's like you're gonna pay more, and you're gonna pay. I have a house on the lake right now that I have at 5.1% on a DSCR loan. It's $1 million house that right now that payment I think the payment's like $5,400 a month. That payment right now at 8% would be like $8,000 a month, right? It's like that's a big difference. Like, so my point in saying all of that is, I think you've got the interest rates working against you. You've got saturation. I mean, in almost any market where that's good for Airbnbs, you have many, many, many more units than you did a year ago, and many more than 2 and 3 years ago. Like we're seeing that in almost every market that I'm talking to people in.
Well, and technically, you're competing also with hotels.
And that too.
Because they are technically a competitor. I mean, I know there's not a comparison apple to apple, but they are housing.
True. It's true. And then you've got regulations. Massively. I mean, think of look what happened in New York City. Just done. Entire city. All 5 boroughs. Like, holy crap. Like, that's intense. So people are listing their Airbnbs on Craigslist now. Like, oh my God, like that doesn't sound like a good business model. But they're trying to hack it, right? And then you've got the regulations, you've got interest rates, and you've got saturation, and then you just have less demand. I think you've got, as interest rates rose, you have less disposable income. And so people are just a little bit more budget conscious now. And I think that will increase. But I think it's not like when the free money was flying around during COVID. So you've got some forces working against you. But
co-living really fixes all that. Co-living's the exact opposite.
It's the exact opposite. Yeah. And that's why cities like it. And they may not like it if you tell them you're putting 15 people in a home, but like they like it conceptually in terms of like, hey, I'm going to provide more housing and we don't even have to build any more housing. Think about it this way, Marty. There's enough bedrooms right now to house. There's going to be 600,000 people homeless tonight, which sounds crazy. We have enough empty bedrooms to house every single one of those people. It's already there. Everybody says, oh, we're not building enough. The builders have slowed down. We're not going to build enough to keep up with housing demand. But like, I'm telling you, we have enough to house everybody without building another single dang door. Like, that's a cool thing to think about. So that's another reason why I'm
so what do we need to do to get that? We just need to push it more, huh? Get more people used to it?
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where it's like the chicken and the egg. As operators get better, more people realize it's an okay way to live. And as more people realize it's okay to live, then more operators come on the market. And then for when I first started this game, fill a house in 1 week, hands down, 7-bedroom house, filled in a week, right? Now you've got a bunch of operators because it's starting to be new, but now you have, so it takes longer to fill the home for sure. But now you have a lot of people that are starting to understand this is an okay way to live, and it's not, there's no shame around living this way. It's actually pretty cool. And the operators that are doing a good job are actually like providing great places to live. So now you're getting more interest, right? So I think it's just a natural entrepreneurial path of how new things take off, like better people. Some of these homes that people are putting together, they're making them so nice, man. We see people converting Airbnbs to co-living. And then imagine that, those are nice homes. My generation, I'm a millennial. My generation and the generation after me, Gen Z, my brother's generation, my younger brother's generation, they white picket fence, big house on the lake. It's not the dream. The dream is travel, spend less, work less, hang out more.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow that particular gene skipped me, but all my siblings got it. Like some of my siblings got it. And all, so this model just reinforces what's coming, right?
Sure.
People are having kids later.
Sure. Yeah,
Getting
all
married
that.
later.
So someone listening, they're like, yeah, I want to jump in. I want to figure out this way to cash flow a house with high interest rates. How do they get started in co-living? What kind of vision do they need to have when they look at a house? Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link.
Yeah, we just look at 3 things. I mean, there's a bunch of things you look at once you're into it, but the 3 top things you got to look at are, you got to look at how many square feet is this house. And we have a little formula that we give out to people. We just say, look, if it's a 1,500 square foot house, you can get 4 people in that house. At least, maybe 5, but at least. And then every 250 square feet you add to that house, or you find another house that's 250 square feet better, it's going to be an additional room. So it's like a little formula. You're scrolling through Zillow and you come across a 1,500 square foot house. You're like, oh, I knew at least that's 4 rooms. Without looking at a floor plan or pictures or whatever. Then you find a 1,750 square foot house. You're like, I know at least that's 5 rooms. You find a 2,000 square foot house. You're like, I know at least that's 6 rooms. We won't look at anything less than 2,000. So size matters for co-living for sure, because you're just looking for, like, you want people to be spread out, comfortable. The bigger the rooms, the better. Like, you don't want them, those are all important things. The next thing you look for is just no HOA, right? You're already going to be dealing with, you already have to get creative. We're already in kind of a gray area as we're, so you don't have to deal with an HOA. And then in addition to that, you're really looking for parking or close to public transportation.
Okay.
So just depending on your city. So if you're close to a bus stop, you're close to like a light rail, then you don't need all the parking. But if if you're not, and you're in a city that's very drivable and everybody's going to have to drive, then you're going to need at least 2/3 of the number of people in the house parking spots. That's kind of what we found, because everybody's schedule's a little bit off. So like if I have 9 people in a house, I need 6 parking spots in Charlotte, because it's a very drivable city. You need to be able to, you need a car to drive, basically. It's not, public transportation sucks here. So that formula seems to work because...
Do you limit people to 1 car?
Is
that a rule you have?
It's not been such a huge issue that we've had to work on it, to be totally honest.
I asked because my son he's got six buddies in his house, and that was the one thing they learned on. They didn't realize the importance of parking and what that was going to look like. And so, and they're making it work, but
you still there?
But they have a couple buddies who have a private car, and then they also have a business car that they drive. And that has been an issue at times to push them over the top of parking. And they don't have the best. Like when I look at co-living now, when I look at opportunities, I'm like, oh, and what the house I'm buying, I looked at with him. I'm like, yeah, look, it's already split, this door for this door. But I said, you could gravel this backyard, half this backyard, and there's parking spots now. So,
yeah.
But what my son has done is he charges them $50 for an additional car per month.
Hey, I like it.
And then they feel a little better about it.
I like it. That's good. Yeah, you can do that for like garage spots too, if you have garage spots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you should. You cut out there a little bit, but I think I think I caught most of it. I mean, I think we almost have the opposite. We have a lot of people. We try to put our homes near public transportation. So I'd say 30% of our people don't even have cars at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then it makes a big difference.
That makes a big difference. Huge difference when it comes to that. Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing my son does, because their house had bedrooms, but they were all different sizes. And he partnered with a buddy on it, and they wanted to be fair. They charge, it's like $75 a month for utilities and stuff.
Right.
And then I think they charge $250 per square foot of the room. And
That's
and
cool.
what that allowed for is these bigger rooms.
Yeah.
You know, they're $600. The smaller rooms are $400.
Yeah.
And it allowed their buddies to pick and choose what they want to pay for. So
that's cool. I like that. We include it all just because it's at scale, it's a little harder.
Sure,
but I
sure.
think that model is very fair. Super fair.
Well, and I told him if he does that, I said, then you can go up 25 cents a foot and no one's gonna move out.
Right.
But it's gonna affect the bottom line a lot more.
A lot. What does what would a studio apartment go for in your town? Like if these 6 buddies that he was living with had to all rent on their own, like without this model?
Yeah, a studio apartment's going to be about $950
plus utilities.
Yeah. Between $900 and $1,000, depending on utilities and location and stuff.
I just think that's so cool, man. That's so cool. Like I to me, thinking back to when I'm assuming they're in their 20s. I'm assuming, maybe not, but like thinking back to when I was in my 20s, just having that ability to pay $400 and just how much that helps a 20-year-old get ahead. If they're smart. Obviously they could be blowing all their money on weed, but like if they're smart and they're like putting it away and saving it up or investing it, like super cool. 400 plus utilities. That's great.
Well, and my son's homeschooled. And so a lot of his buddies are in that boat.
Right.
And so they're same thing, you know, my son's 19, but they're trying to break free from mom and dad. But $800, $900 a month for a studio is expensive. But now they can be out $400 or $500, hang out with their buddies. And I mean, it's like, why not?
Steal. I found that most people, you know, I didn't have a college dorm experience. Most people who did have that experience, you know, that it was good. It was positive, right?
Yeah.
And so they think of this as like, wait, that's like dorm rooms for adults. I'm like, yeah, if you create it right, kind of like what your son is doing. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like it's a culture. It's got its own culture, and I'm sure they hang out and have fun and enjoy. Like that's what we're trying to create.
Well, and that's what I told him. Because there's a couple rooms that were bigger, and I said, you know, you could. I said you could put 2 beds in here,
right?
Because they have some friends with 2 brothers, and they're like, no way. I'm like, no. If they were at college right now, this is what they'd be doing. So, like, but they didn't do it. They're like, no, but whatever.
That's funny. That's next level. That's next level right there.
Yeah. So people they want to get in this space. They look you up. How do they find you?
Yeah. If people want to learn like a lot more about this, I do these free events once a month, once every other month, just depending on scheduling. But I do these free 5-day challenges. Literally, they're free, and it's like an hour of training a day for 5 days to really kind of deep dive into the model. So you can go to scaleyourrealestate.com and just get on the waiting list for the next one. If you're interested, if someone just like wants to follow the more content about this, is semi-interested, then just Instagram at Sam Wegert, Wegert is the best. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I think it's brilliant when I saw Brandon interview, I was like, you know, because he's trying to benefit the community and give people hacks.
Yeah.
But it's one of those hacks that I could see being more appealing. And to your point early on, like this really does solve problems. And I honestly believe it's probably the direction we're going. I mean, especially if you talk about it being worldwide.
Yeah.
So I commend you for it. I commend you for being in that space for a decade and kind of stumbling on it. Like you didn't even know, you just kind of were.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Greedy for getting a house for free.
That's true. Man, it's so funny. We already mentioned God once in this episode, so I'll kind of like wrap it up with this. But I mean, when I listen to these podcasts and look, I mean, I know we all had to take advantage of the opportunities that were presented to us. And I believe in action, and obviously Kill Complacency is the name of this podcast, right? But I also believe that it's the best. If I look back at the best things in my life, co-living, my wife, even how I found martial arts initially, it's like, man, I couldn't have orchestrated that. Like, there's no way I could have pulled all the strings, right? And so it just, the common thread through my life is a certain amount of surrender, a certain amount of trust, a certain amount of saying yes to the opportunities that present themselves, and letting God and letting the universe figure it out, you know, from that point on. So, it always rubs me the wrong way when someone gets up and is like, I did this all on my own and there was no help. And I'm like, I didn't, are you sure? Like, you know, but anyway.
We sure have to take actions, but yeah, there's,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
There is a God in the universe who's supremely in control. And I think, you know, law of the harvest, you reap what you sow. So somebody wants to be in co-living and buy a house, they're going to have to take some steps to talk to a realtor and
of course
follow you and all that. So
of course.
Sam, what's a quote that has always driven you? Maybe even thinking of martial arts. Is there anything there?
Yeah. I thought of, you know, I have my friends. This isn't necessarily relevant to what we've been talking about, but it's relevant to your podcast. And I think this is kind of, what you do. And I was scared with you at the beginning, but then you said you were going to ask me the best quote. So my wife actually brought this up before I got on the show. She was like, "Oh, Kill Complacency. That sounds like your quote." And she gave me this quote, and then you told me you were going to ask me for a quote. So it worked out perfectly. So one of my friends was always like, "Hey, my goal in life is to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable." And I was like, that's my buddy Marty. That's what he does on his podcast. He, you know, if someone's going through a tough time, obviously we're going to comfort them. But then, like, I feel like part of this podcast is like, you want to help people like get
lean
off their
in.
butt.
Yeah.
Lean into I don't know, that quote always had a good ring to it. I really like that. I think that's what you do, brother. And so more power to you. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Thank you. How about a favorite book? If you want to wear a billboard of a message of Kill Complacency or Live Intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com. Mindsetshop.com. What's been a favorite book over the years?
I'm trying to think about, I mean, there's so many, man. You and I know you're a big reader and I'm a big reader. So I'm just trying to think of one recently. You know, I just got back from Africa and I brought a book that a reread. I just grabbed it off my shelf because I wanted to have like a physical book in addition to my Audible, and it was called As a Man Thinketh.
It's like a good one.
Okay, you read it. Yeah, it's an
old
school personal development book.
Yeah.
But it's good, man.
It's quoted in so many books.
Yeah. I finished the whole thing. I gave it to my driver. We had one driver said he wanted to get rich. I said, well, here's a book. I gave it to him. But I wrote him a little note in it, and like, it's just a solid book. Yeah, it's about how powerful your thoughts are and how powerful it is what you meditate on every day and how that affects your actions, and your actions affect, you know, law of the harvest. But starting with your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
Yeah, and I believe it's a biblical concept as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Proverbs talks about that, but yeah, it all starts up here.
That's right.
So sin does and success does. So
that's right.
What are you gonna think about? So
yeah, my takeaway from the book after reading a second time was like, whoa, I need to be way more careful about what I think about on a daily basis. Way more careful. Like I let my brain wander, and you know, I'll watch, you know, what it is like, okay, be serious, you know, take that a little bit more to heart,
yeah,
a little more seriously. Yeah.
It's powerful. When you have kids, you'll even do it more so.
Yeah.
How about final message, Sam? What's your final message? What does Sam want the world to know if this is your last podcast ever?
Dang, man, that's deep. Yeah, man, I would want. I think I'll just leave on the message that we just kind of left on of I think actions. I know some people get caught in like analysis paralysis, but I do believe in the power of thought. Right. I think the Bible verse that actually is from the title of that book is, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is." And I think starting to meditate, whether you're meditating, I'm putting in quotation marks because I don't think meditating means necessarily sitting there with your fingers together. I think it also could mean like you're meditating on this podcast, you're listening to this podcast, you're listening to a book, you're meditating. So let's all just go out there, and heck, I'm speaking to myself too in this, but like let's go out there and just be meditating on the things that will move us, that we'll be proud of, that we meditated on in 5 years from now. And so if that's co-living, if that sparks that vibe in you guys who's listening, then like, heck yeah, like, go meditate on all the co-living stuff. Go check out our YouTube channel, Scale Your Real Estate, like all of that. But for sure, don't meditate on your broke friends coming to you and telling you like how terrible their life is. Like, have a little dose of that, but then you got to be done. That'd be my message, man.
That's good. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sam, for being on. And I think you already told us how to follow you.
Yeah.
Just look you up on Instagram and follow from there. And excited to continue to watch you grow and fix the housing crisis. Not the housing crisis, the housing opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I get caught in the weeds a lot. And then I have to bring myself and the team back to that of like, wait. We're trying to solve something here. Let's stay just focused on that. The rest will take care of itself. Like, let's stay focused on solving that. So
yeah, that's good.
Thank you for the opportunity, bro. This was fun. This was a cool chat. Thanks for going back and forth. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you. Just wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives, to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.